Oh my god, you bastard.
Martin found a cat.
Yep. I found Casey giving him his tummy rubs.
Technically, he would not understand this organic life.
Wait, when did Martin get a cat? Is he doing this at the table?
It's my pet project.
He collapses and dies. Blood flies everywhere. It's gruesome. It's horrible. It's vicious.
At least it adds a little bit of color to this stupid room.
Aura of Fear is kind of funny because you need Fellowship 35 and 5 or more insanity points to get it, which you might actually not have enough insanity to use it yet.
Definitely not.
Gonna have to fix that.
Also, I thought I have corruption, not insanity. Hang on.
I think you have like a point of corruption and no insanity. Your willpower is so ridiculously high that you pass like every single fear check that I make you.
I have 0 insanity, but I have 3 corruption.
Yes. Zarkov is the one who has like 0 insanity and 1 corruption. The guy who cuts people's faces off and keeps them in a little book is the sanest one of the group.
The hand flame. Actually, what is my ballistic skill now with the old stats?
It's like low 30s, so it's passable.
It's better than I think my last. What was it last time? Like 26 or something.
I mean, let's put it this way: you had a much better chance of hitting stuff with your hand flamer.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got a hand flamer.
Yep. The guns for people who can't use guns.
Like,
Hold on.
no.
Are you still in the beta version, or do you revert to the old one?
What do you mean?
So when you start Google Chat, it's like this new thing, and if you go to the farthest right button on the top there, there's something called Original Version, and if you click that, it will like load the older version of Google Hangouts, which has like a lot more options actually.
I'm now in the older version.
The older version is definitely better because it has like more stuff to it.
Right.
Or this UI that would confuse the typical Mac user.
Like the old version had like a bandwidth slider, and I think it's all automated.
Oh, that's way too much for them. They'll never be able to understand that.
It's way too much for some people's internets, though. So
yeah, some people are stupid.
no, I'm glad. I actually now that I actually have my own internet, it's actually going pretty well. So
What, getting your own internet?
well, when we first moved to New York and we were kind of like just like room hopping, we kind of had to just use what they had, and every single place we stayed was just absolute garbage. Mainly because the people were lazy and just didn't upgrade any of their hardware. So they were paying for like 100 megabit download rates and getting like 5.
Yeah, because their router was like wireless G from 1998.
Exactly.
Matt, do you think there's anything else we need to investigate? Or sorry, Tyruss.
I think we just keep going.
Okay. When it's relevant, what?
A wild John appeared.
Oh,
Yes!
hi.
Gotta catch him! Sorry, guys. I just got back from the gym, so I'm shirtless. Hope you don't mind.
I would have minded if you had a shirt on.
Ooh.
I want to sing. No singing.
Actually, I should not put my beer right in front of my mic. That's a bad idea.
No, it might be, I don't know if it's a connection thing. You cut in and out once in a while. You know, usually at the most important words. Just like, Matt, roll A. Check.
And
See
so
if you don't die. What do I roll?
What do you do?
Whatever you do, don't.
Don't what? Don't what? I do nothing. No, that's the thing you're not supposed to do.
No! I mean, they've also got a lot of options for new homeworlds and whatnot, so if anyone's character somehow meets an unfortunate grisly death, not that I'd have anything to do with it, you could make a new one using those other stuff. Oh, we have Jonathan here. Hello.
Then roll reflex save.
Hello. While you're away, someone put a grenade in your mouth. The pin is out.
Ah! This is not good. I'm getting a D20.
The good news is it's at a banquet, so it was a lightly salted grenade. Tastes good.
Grenades cooked to perfection.
but it is it's a legit condenser mic. So
Okay, there you
what?
Ned beats everyone. He's got like the pro mic.
Yeah.
go. I have my
How
Pro
much did that
Tools.
one cost you though?
Oh, this was $25.
What?
That's not too bad. I mean,
Yeah, well, it's just the microphone. Actually, the whole setup, just the microphone and the stand, that's about $50, which is about the same price as the Snowball. So it's actually better to go with the Snowball if you don't have anything at all, because I happen to have an interface that allows me to send direct mic inputs in, so I can do like fancy things. Next time, I'll have set up a vocoder so you can hear my voice do funny things. Actually, Davis will like it a lot because I'll sound more like Martin than Ketho.
Oh my god, I actually really wanted to do that. Like I have no idea how to do that though. Listening to all the tech priests in games and stuff, how they talk, just makes me sad.
I don't know exactly how to do it software-wise. There are ways to do it, but it's more annoying. I actually have a little box called the voice box that does it.
How's my audio quality in general, guys?
It's decent.
Pretty good.
Not nearly as bad as Eric's. I basically ended up spending most of it on infused knowledge and a bunch of alien specification knowledge.
Infused knowledge sounds like a cooking thing.
Forbidden knowledge.
Infuse this knowledge with
Actually, I was reading someone's adventure that they posted, and one of the things that you could do was, because this was for Black Crusade, is you could go to some big-ass orgy banquet thing, and one of the things that they had was a warp-boiled Inquisitor, like, that you could eat, and it was delicious, apparently.
Hold on, it's been a little while since I set this up, but this means you cast it with 5 degrees of success, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, because you put in that you're manifesting it at power rating 1. Then there's 50 for your willpower. Then 20 for the power difficulty. It should be at the end there. It should be minus. Wait, no, never mind. That's I don't know. I mean, you pass the power. Save the lobster.
Can you also just walk me through how the math works?
I'm gonna have to take a look at it again.
Because I'm like, this is just a jumble of numbers here that I don't understand.
Yeah. Goodness. Apparently Zarkov isn't trained to navigate surface, so
Apparently not. Well, I was going to spend experience, and I never did spend any of my experience. So
I spent all mine before we started, and I got that skill. Yay!
It was bad life choices.
Navigate. Zarkov, I thought you had the map. No, I don't have the map. Why'd you think I have the map?
Will a lobster keep its consistency if we go back to the room first before going to market?
We could find a fridge.
Questions. Eric didn't think he was going to answer tonight.
Where are we going to find a fridge big enough to fit that lobster, though?
We don't. We just need to hold on to it until we can pass it on to a fridge.
You have a fridge in your quarters that could fit the lobster.
Oh, like the cool kind that you can fit bodies in?
It's like a mini fridge. You just gotta move the bottles of fine amasec to the side and shove the lobster in.
Why did I do it?
You did a good thing, Matt. You saved a life. That was
already dead.
I mean, maybe we can feed it to some urchins.
I want to throw this. Everyone just running away from this Psyker who's just holding a lobster. Like, what?
I know. Can we just raise it up into the air and start a cult of the lobster? Obey the lobster. The lobster will float above the head of the person who will die next. I just quickly lean in and say, "You're doing this wrong."
Excellent.
Is that his reaction, or is that your reaction?
That's my reaction.
Oh, okay.
Again, you're gonna have to explain to me like all these numbers mean nothing to me.
All right. So that right now that the 6 right in the middle of that formula there, that's got the spaces around it and is slightly bigger.
Mm-hmm.
That's the roll you get.
Mm-hmm. But then you're applying a negative modifier to it and then adding to it.
What it's doing is you take its negative D% plus your willpower plus 10 per psi rating under you are. The plus 10 is for your psi focus that you have on you, and the plus 0 is the power extra difficulty for it. And so the result you get at the bottom basically you have the negative value for the roll and the positive value of all your bonuses, and so the lower your roll is, the larger this positive number at the end is. And you take whatever the tens digit of this final result is, add 1, that's your degrees of success on the test.
What do we commonly bring when we go out in terms of equipment and stuff?
Fine evening dress.
Oh, okay. So basically what we wore to the
Sorry.
Jean-Vive.
Wait, is he French?
No.
He has a French-like name.
I was coming up with names, and your name, John, popped in my head, and I was like, I'll just tack on something to it. And that's how Jean-Vive was born. So I'm going to assume it looks just like Jean.
Where,
Sorry, I just saw what you put my psi rating at, Eric. So I was looking at my my equipment and stuff, and right under all this stuff, is still psychic powers. It's on everyone's character sheets, and my psi rating is minus 999.
Display default post-processing, horizontal deblocking, vertical deblocking, de-ringing, strength of de-ringing, enable support of OpenGL, limit refresh rate. It's like, and that's just the settings for that.
If your character sheet's right, you have over 1,000 XP to spend right now.
Oh yes, I do. 1,050. So, psi rating 5 or
if you
logic?
want to do psi rating 5, you could do it.
Oh man. I'm gonna do it before I regret this. 1,000 XP. 1,000 XP being spent on one thing.
Is that Davis? Hello, Davis. He's back.
Can you hear me? Or does he not have his headset on yet?
Not yet. Hi.
What?
We just finished insulting you at length. No, just kidding. Matt is spending 1,000 XP on psi rating. So
Sweet.
he's now psi rating 5.
Yeah, if I can find it on my character sheet. Where is it? Here we are. Psi rating now is 5. I've noticed that in the books they don't even talk about psi rating 6, do they? Like they just assume that no one will ever bother going up that high.
Greater Demons of Scene shows psi rating 10.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chaos God of Sorcery.
But do they actually have there's no skills or talents or anything mechanical about going up higher than 5? Am I correct?
I mean that you don't need higher than 5 for anything really to buy anything exactly.
Mm-hmm.
When you have reached 5 psi rating level, then you are basically at the...
Yeah, you're at a gamma class. You basically, the only reason to go higher is to be more powerful than other psychers, basically.
I mean, that's a pretty good reason.
Yeah,
okay, I'm definitely, before I get psi rating 6, there's definitely a couple of other things I need to buy.
Oh, hell yeah.
That, so don't worry about that.
Have you read the Ravenor book?
No, I did not. Sorry.
It's because, it's just the main character, the Inquisitor Ravenor himself, is a Psyker, and there's a shit ton of descriptions in there about Psyker v Psyker battles, and their classifications, and it's really fucking cool.
Now that you've reached psi rating 5, you're at the same level as an Eldar Warlock, which is pretty good.
That's actually decent.
Yeah, that's actually really good. None of the human examples that they give in the core rulebook have 5 psi rating.
Oh god, you're terrifying.
Yeah,
Your characters are actually by the standards of most people in the 40k universe, pretty strong.
Oh yeah. I think there's few people in the world who can stitch someone as mutilated to get as I can up.
Yeah. If you look at the costs to acquire services, the absolute highest tier, best quality Medicare you can get is approximately the same as what Martin can. I think they might actually have less intelligence than Martin does, so Martin's actually better than the best quality you can buy.
Interesting.
Martin's very good at Medicaid.
Quite a prodigy.
It's I almost don't have to roll most of the time. The only reason I do is because of degrees of success.
When I was saving the lobster, Davis pointed out that I did not get the spoil food peril of the warp.
Yes.
No, that would have been... hilarious to do that in like a world-class kitchen. I'm sorry. I wanted that to happen.
Oh,
But it's
Eric's
still
computer froze, apparently.
Yeah, I noticed he dropped.
sadness. I guess he has to reboot.
He says, Tyruss, you rolled Paris of the Warp, didn't you?
Yeah,
Actually,
isn't there a Perils of the Warp that like destroys technology? I know there is a power
Yeah, there
that basically
is.
like grinds. It's like grinding gears or something.
yeah, and I've threatened you about it before, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not even like on that skill tree. I'm nowhere near having that power.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was about the psychic phenomena.
Oh, maybe there might be a psychic phenomenon of that as well. But I know that
Actually-
there's an actual like power that you can intentionally use to like break machinery.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Tech scorn. The machine spirits reject these unnatural ways. All unwarded technology within 5d10 meters malfunctions momentarily, and all ranged weapons jam. Each character, including Psykers within range with cybernetic implants, must pass an ordinary toughness test or suffer 1d5 rending damage, ignoring toughness and armor.
That includes me though too. Actually, I mean, my hearing and my arm.
But then I don't have any implants.
I don't have any like neural implants
I
though,
can
like some
change
psychers, but yeah, but
I'm so annoyed by that. Why are you the only one with all your limbs? Everyone else is.
And the other funny thing is, Davis, because I'm a soulless, it wouldn't affect me anyways.
What do you mean?
Warp powers don't affect me.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
well, yeah, but if you're attached to machinery and it affects the machinery, wouldn't it still break?
No, because it's nullified around me. Like
Yeah, it's a
when I
feeling.
upgrade the power, I can make it into an actual like aura, like 30 feet around that you guys will also be protected by.
Or,
Protected.
yeah, I was just gonna say,
or hindered.
Do you realize if you
or-
do that, Eric is probably gonna like start rolling damage for me or something? Like I'm just gonna collapse in a ball and just start like having a copious nosebleed.
I'm thinking about concentrating most of the powers to like demons and stuff like that. So like nothing like too much about Psykers, so you don't have to worry too much. Just for when we have like a bloodletter trying to disembowel us or something.
I'm going to pretend like I know what is going on. No,
I also added a picture to my bio.
did you know?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that one?
yeah, that was the picture I drew of Zarkov.
John, I've said
Yeah.
that before and I'll say it again. Get a scanner.
Yeah, I know.
Your sketches will look so much more awesome if you're
I
not
know.
like.
I took that with a phone.
Yeah, like don't stop taking pictures of your sketches on your phone. Like scanners are cheap. They're like $40 for a really good one.
I'm 99% sure I just have one lying around that you can have. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. We've had so many, like, all-in-one combos. I know I have a scanner that has serial.
Sorry, it has what?
Serial. You know, like...
Oh, a serial
literally-
bus.
Yeah, well, it's like a straight, one of those big-ass 24-pin serials from,
Oh,
like...
wow.
It's like basically the first standard communication cable.
Yeah.
That, like, literally everything used forever. But it's ancient. That's what it means.
Mhm.
It's before USB existed.
I'm gonna read up again on the Psyker versus Psyker rules, because things get weird.
Can I launch Roll20 from in here or not? I don't think
No,
so.
they changed it.
Yeah, so it's 100 XP for everyone this session. 150 XP for everyone this section. This session. Ugh.
Words hard.
Blah, blah, blah.
Can we roleplay this how his system crashed and that's why he's not here, and when he comes back there's just going to be a T in front of him. We just need to see how he reacts. He just
Yeah.
lost like
That's,
a couple minutes on his data spool.
He's sort of staring ahead, and you hear this, like fan spinning really, really fast, coming from somewhere in the base of his skull. He's staring blankly ahead.
I want to get either aluminum blast or, what is it, shoot. Why'd I close the book?
Never close the book.
You've got a good track of, like, the events that have happened, but keeping track of the names can be tricky.
Yeah, well, it's mainly the fact that they all have the same last name.
Yes, they do. Noble houses are like that.
Yeah.
Also, you figured out that Matthias Oberon was the person who had originally ordered the servants to dump out the lobster and other food.
This ongoing saga of the lobster I keep hearing.
Sadie, for a bit of background information, the Acolytes here are on the planet Acheron investing a series of high-profile lobster assassinations. While they're here, they're also doing a little bit of work for the Inquisition, too. You guys found a piece of paper.
And I'm trying to think how to write this down. Averted to extracurricular activities. Wow, I spelled extracurricular right. Yes.
So, Tyruss hasn't seen any more of the masked dude who he saw spying on you a couple times. How does Tyruss feel about that?
Just piling onto the practically infinite pile that is his paranoia.
Now he's got actual proof that someone's out to get him.
Who's out to get who?
Nothing. Never mind. He heard nothing.
So who wrote up those notes, by the way?
Primarily Davis.
Oh, nice. Those are
Like,
good notes, man.
99%, yeah. Make any spelling corrections punctuation, because those are just taken down on the fly. But yeah, no, I think I've been able to piece together a lot more with having that laid out in front of me.
Yeah, no, that's nice. I like how you wrote that Zarkov's only friend, but technically Ketho is also Zarkov's friend, so he has two friends.
Everyone is Ketho's friend.
Oh, you've got Katrin, too.
Oh, three friends. Three friends.
And, like, two of them aren't even in the party, so they're not obligated to be with you.
Yes, they can stand being your friend.
Zarkov has made more friends than the people he's killed on this planet.
That's pretty unusual.
I expect to last for about 2 more sessions.
Oh, jeez. I have a feeling we're going to get shot at soon.
Yeah, pretty soon. I know it. I like that part, though.
Okay, Martin. Because you're mostly machine, you don't have organs to lose.
Or pain. That's always good.
Pain to register. Your sensors just go off. Fatal damage to arm.
They actually do, transmit pain, but then, yeah, you can just shut them off. It hurts when you initially get shot, and then they just shut them off. I've read.
So you know you get shot.
Yeah, exactly.
You can make 2 attacks in 1 round if you have a weapon in each hand, and you get to attack with each, but you take a lot of penalties unless you get a bunch of talents, which Zarkov has spent probably over 1,000 XP on talents just to let him use 2 swords at once. But the results are impressive.
Yeah. And I spend thousands on stapling people and knowing things. Nice.
But you are really, really good at stapling.
Yeah.
You have good flesh staples.
My flesh staples grow rusty from misuse or disuse. Yeah.
You walk up to someone, partially disembowel them, just to be like, "Don't worry, sir, I can fix this."
I just gotta keep my skill set sharp. Oh God, my liver! Why? Why did you do this?
To start placing cybernetics in him, just "Oh, I can fix it."
I have determined a more optimal configuration for your internal organs. Allow me to rearrange them. Swish, 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 swish. Magos biologist, improving the human form since M31. Alternatively, you could get a chain axe or some big beefy weapon and not bother with parrying.
Who needs parrying when you can bisect people?
There's actually a really horrifying combination of talents that you can get pretty cheaply. Devastating Assault and Inescapable Attack. Look those up.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this.
They can't escape, and you kill them in one blow.
Well, okay, I want to talk about it because it's cool. Inescapable Assault.
Go on. What are these murdering talents I need to get?
They're not compatible with Swift and Lightning Attack.
Oh.
But Inescapable Attack is if you make a all-out attack or a single attack or a charge attack, then your opponent gets -10 to their evade roll for every degree of success you have on the attack roll. Devastating Assault is after you make an all-out attack, if you hit your target, you immediately get to make another attack against the same target with all the same bonuses and penalties to the previous one.
Oh, they can't escape the second attack either.
Yep.
Oh.
There's another talent called Hammer Blow, which gives your two-handed attacks concussive and boosts their penetration. So concussive gives they have to make a toughness roll or get stunned when you hit them. You can do a lot of damage with the two, like a big, beefy, who cares about parrying weapon build.
I should probably do that, because I don't really do shooting anyway. Like, that's not really a thing.
It's a very aggressive attack style that doesn't... I mean, when you do an all-out attack, you don't get your reaction, so you can't dodge or parry.
You can still parry with, like, a two-handed chain axe, can't you, or is it unwieldy?
Depends on the weapon.
Yeah.
If it's unbalanced, you just get -10 penalty. If it's unwieldy, you can't parry at all, but you could still dodge.
Yeah.
I still think that's terrifying, just because a dodgy person like me would like to dodge those things, and if I get minuses for every point of success on both of those, it's like, no escape! You are squishy, I have axe.
Don't worry, John, I would never use those talents against you.
Oh, God. Oh, you made an anti-Zarkov build, didn't you?
I have not made it yet. I have devised it.
Oh, scary. I feel bionics in my future.
Yes.
So there are counters to the Dodge Monkey Assassin.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Just gotta get the right talents.
Stop the Dodge Monkey from dodging. Bisect him with a chain axe. Can't run without legs.
Eric, now that you are in a new location, how is your interwebs?
Actually working pretty well.
Okay, 'cause there's a couple of sections I was editing where you kind of like clip out a little bit. Thankfully, I was able to kind of edit around it, so it's not really obvious, but I just don't want like any potential bandwidth issues.
I think that might actually have been like microwave, not
microwave?
Yes, I put my computer in a microwave while I was trying to run the session. It encountered some problems, but I think it should be working fine here. The school Wi-Fi is great, except when it isn't. The baseline is pretty good, but occasionally it will die and just be awful.
Right.
I know with Carnegie Mellon, when I was there, when StarCraft 2 came out, the internet rates of everyone were cut in half. Like, it was stupid.
My brother said that happened at WPI when I think Portal 2 came out. He said the internet was pretty much dying.
Yeah.
Everyone downloading it.
Yeah. I don't suppose you have like a hardwire option. Like I assume it's just all Wi-Fi everywhere.
I actually do. There's
nice.
Well, I'm actually not sure if it's a phone jack or an Ethernet cable in my room.
I almost guarantee you it's a phone jack.
It's probably a phone jack.
Yeah. See, you don't know the difference between RJ45 and RJ11.
I know when I try and take my Ethernet cable and jam it into the socket, it doesn't work. Whenever I see that there, I get excited. It's like, there's Ethernet. No, it's not. It's a phone jack.
If you guys are going to do anything, watch these 20 seconds of, just because it'll give you an idea of how purdy it is.
Purdy.
Like it's like a parade on Terra.
They're just slaves. Who are those guys?
Ecclesiarchy, they're probably like heretics or something.
Don't they just kill heretics?
No, they typically make them repent by doing something awful like that.
Depends. Usually they just kill them.
Yeah.
Sometimes pyres are involved. Bolter rounds. Axes.
I didn't know the Imperium had parades. I feel like they'd be too angry and depressed to be bothered with parades.
There is an actual chapter, like, fan chapter called The Angry Marines, John.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know there was, like, a whole wiki article on it.
It's a, 4chan created chapter. It's not like an official one.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because it's just their battle cry is just "fuck you."
I mean,
It's like,
the real angry Marines are the Black Templars, and anyone else is just pretending.
I'm assuming walking around with a sniper rifle is like very, very suspicious and not something you should do when you're sneaking around.
That is quite correct.
What do your sensors tell you, Elf? I mean, Robot Man.
Beep boop.
Are you even thinking of our party's subtlety rating?
What is a planet except a projectile waiting to be given direction?
If I had just 100 more XP, I could get another advance in willpower and have 55.
Is that truly necessary?
Oh, and by the way, I reread the rules for forest staves, whatever. They're even more powerful than I thought. I actually didn't do the math right the first time.
First time what?
The first time that I put my stats into my character sheet, I reread the rules and realized it's actually like even higher. And so I fixed it now. And it is horrifying what that thing is capable of. Like, absolutely horrifying. Here's a rundown. Okay, so it's best craft, so it automatically gets a +10 to attack. For damage, it does a normal 4 staff damage, which is D10, +1 for best craft, plus my psi rating.
It adds your psi rating to damage and penetration.
Yeah, plus strength, plus penetration. Since it's a mono weapon, it starts at 2, so I have 7 penetration.
Decent.
Oh, and if I cause damage, I can take a half action to do a contested willpower roll, and every degree of success I get over deals an additional 1d10 that negates armor. And it can't roll Perils of the War.
Well, what?
Force stabs be ridiculous.
That's what force weapons do. They're silly.
I'm back!
You know, while we wait for the other characters, we should come up with a in-game tabletop role-playing game. What would they play in the Dark Heresy world that's like this? I would assume it would have to be very violent.
Oh, yes.
Xenos and Zorgomons.
I feel like the only games that you could play that wouldn't be considered heresy would just be officially licensed Imperial Army figurines.
I think it honestly would beat Dark Heresy. Everyone would just play a game where they, like blindly obey the Imperium. It's like, and you defeated the heretics! Huzzah! This is great.
All the video game DRM actually just calls the RVDs down on your house if you illegally download the game.
Actually, Roller Coaster Tycoon is very popular in the Imperium.
Now, do you guys feel like you've been getting XP too quickly in this recently?
No.
Want all the XP.
Damn it. Off-worlders messing with our affair. I rolled a 6.
Oh, I don't know if you... Actually, no, 6 is it's good in this.
That's true, yeah. Rolling a d20 in this is kind of overpowered.
Because you're always on the low 20%.
Yeah, I got a 1. It's great in this.
It's cheating.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be sort of giving out experience based on the encounters rather than sessions that we complete. I don't know if that is going to increase or decrease the amount of XP you get, but it seems more sense than just giving flat XP each session.
I agree with that, Eric. I have that struggle with my own D&D group. I don't like giving flat XP each session because there are times where everyone just sort of dicks around, like we do. And you're just like, what did you really do? Sure, it was funny and fun time, but your character didn't get anything from a fun time.
I feel like if the characters act profoundly stupid, you should actually take XP away from them.
I really should. I can even just say, I was going to give you 10,000 XP.
You want to.
But I took it all away because you were being dumb.
Didn't they do that in Oblivion? Like, if you were in jail, they took away some of your skills?
I think they took away skill progress.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's the...
points.
I think your skills actually decayed a little bit in Oblivion.
If you went to jail, I'm pretty sure that, you lost, not very little. No, this is based on 100-point skill.
It would never take away. They would never take away a point because that could actually break the leveling system.
You're implying that the leveling system in Oblivion is functional.
No, that's true.
But
because the way that the leveling up works is every 10 times you level up any number of skills, you get bumped up.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But
if you could dip down below skills and then just build that skill up again, then you'd be able to easily level faster. What would happen is if you were 90% of the way to the next skill level of Blade and you went to jail, all of that would go, or a good portion of that would go away. But
I'm on the Elder Scrolls wiki right now because I have to prove you wrong.
Someone on the internet is wrong.
Let's see here.
I have to.
You're technically correct.
Let's
the
see,
best kind of correct.
serving sentences. Aha! Hang on. The selected skill will be permanently lowered by 1 point, unless there is only 1 point in that skill.
Your skill in sneaking has decreased to 0.
Huh.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Skyrim?
No, I thought it was Oblivion.
I mean, I never really went to jail because, so long as the quick save and quick load buttons exist, why go to jail? But I remember, the one time I did, just to see what would happen. I remember coming out and it's like, oh, you've lost 2 points in block or something stupid. I don't remember.
You lost 2 points in herbalism. Thanks.
Thanks. You made my gaming experience better.
I'm looking at all these tabs I have open, and I still had the Oblivion crime thing open, and I was just my eyes just happened to glance on one of the crimes called stealing horses. This is what it says: riding an owned horse is considered a crime. Horses are able to report crimes to guards. What? Wait, does this mean what I think it means?
Yes, it does.
Horses in Oblivion are psychic.
I want to see this.
I think horses in most fantasy games are actually really mythically powerful creatures that don't get a lot of credit. For instance, in The Witcher 3, you can summon your horse wherever you are. You press a call button, and your horse is there waiting for you. Even if you crossed an island without having to take care of your horse, he's just there. He just magically teleports wherever you are.
Do you have to feed him?
No, doesn't eat. Doesn't need to eat. He probably feeds on the souls of your enemies. And it's the same in Oblivion and Skyrim.
Then Assassin's Creed Brotherhood or whatever, they started introducing the horse call. You just whistle. It could be just in a random ruin.
Yeah.
And a horse will just come out from behind somewhere. And it's not even your horse. It's always a different horse. So it just somehow, Ezio can somehow just make horses like him and just do his bidding. And he can make them teleport in so long as you can't actually see them teleport. You have to be behind a wall, but they'll do it. That's what I always loved. If you go into a back alley where there's clearly no other way to get to enter that alley, you then leave the alley so that you just can't see inside it and hit the call assassin button. An assassin will come out of the hallway that you just saw, no one in, and absolutely no other entrances other than the one that you are looking at. So they'll just materialize in places they can't.
Boo. Demolition kits are very rare. Yeah, I wonder why. It only comes with 5 crack grenades.
Only 5 crack grenades.
Yeah.
He says.
And where the heck's John?
Lurking. Zarkov is not being social. So he's going to be hiding during the thinger.
I thought we were going to a masquerade ball, but now we're going to a thinger. We got to write up a whole new plan.
Tear it to pieces. Toss it away.
I wasn't prepared for a thinger. That completely changes stage 2. Stage 2 is called the ball. I mean, praise be to the Emperor, but this is stupid. The thinger.
Eric.
Yes.
Could you ADR a couple of lines for me?
What is ADR?
It's just a film term. It stands for additional dialogue recording. It's whenever you're watching a film and you can clearly tell that they didn't get the audio right the first time, so they just went to a studio and recorded it. Sometimes they do it very well, but usually it's really awkward and obvious.
You want me to record some very awkward and obvious dubbed over dialogue?
Yeah, we wanted to feel like it's one of those old kung fu movies.
Yeah, basically, the only problem I have with episode 2, the episode kind of ends awkwardly because basically, well, I can't spoil it for other people, but basically you were, I guess, like, you had to take some phone call or something, and you're like, so, yeah, we were done anyway, so bye, and then, so I just need a more, what's the words I'm looking for?
Convincing
and
less terrible.
I was thinking, one thing I could do is I could just go through the other episodes, just find another one, and just copy paste it and hope no one notices.
I can also record the dialogue over again.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
You're recording now, aren't you? So he can just say these things now.
Yeah.
Although that might be a little annoying to chop up and put back in the place it's supposed to be.
Well, all we have to do to make it easier for Matt is to make a really loud noise, so he'll notice this big black bar in the middle, and then right afterwards, you say the bit. It's kind of like,
all right, everyone starts screaming in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's the bit. Now, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, so now what do you say? We've taken too much time. Tell him what he needs to say, and then we'll scream before he says it again.
Yeah, basically, I just need you to say something like,
Are you in great pain?
I just say something like, that wraps it up for the night.
Don't listen to what third person tells you.
Like, oh, that wraps it up for the night. I'll see you next week. Just something, even just something as simple as that. Or actually, I'm trying to think again of this specific episode. If there's anything weird. No, I think the what I described will do it. Doesn't have to be word for word. Just.
Well, that's I guess we'll call it a wrap for tonight then. Thanks for coming out and playing Dark Heresy, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow. The other.
Actually, Eric, hang on for a second. I have to. This is so awkward.
Recording is hard.
No, hang on. I have to send you a private message about something because I actually can't let the other party members know something about the end.
Davis, that was good.
I think I know what you're referring to.
Oh, do you?
Is it the discussion we had about things that Tyruss had happen?
Yeah. So when you say everyone, it doesn't work.
Okay. Well, that's all everyone but Tyruss. Thanks for coming in and smiting them heretics, acolytes. Go, give them blood and vinegar. Yeah.
You should just record a bunch of stingers right now that you can put in for Eric. Like, thanks for killing those heretics. Thanks for doing the Emperor's bidding.
Let's go, Space Wolves. Let's go. Cha-cha. Let's go, Space Wolves. Let's go. Cha-cha.
Yeah, I can just imagine the pretty Marines doing that. Like a chant.
So now you can just use them whenever you need it.
Oh, I've got like 15 minutes of stingers right here.
Stingers meaning like they're painful to listen to, not zingers like zing.
Yeah.
This is the painful to hear kind.
This is the very.
And I've got buckets of them.
Buckets.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, are zingers like that heresy?
Probably. Mm-hmm. Actually, I want to try something. I'm going to.
You know what I have to say? It's probably heresy.
Yeah.
It's the title of the show. Oh my god.
Eric, you want to try that line again?
Which one?
The signing off one.
Do you need screaming first?
No, I can find it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Which one?
Basically, just say. Do you want me to like write it down, or do you want to just ad lib it?
I'll just ad lib something. Okay. I mean, like which was the best one? They're all classics, but which is the best?
Just that's a good place to leave it. I think something along those lines.
All right, well, that's a good place to leave it off for the night. So thanks all for coming out and purging heretics, and I'll see you again next week.
Have to do that again. You had some static in the middle there.
No, I didn't notice that, but you said all again. I'm the only one in the chat still when you say that.
Yeah, you're only addressing.
So this is a signing off to Matt.
Yeah, because the rest of the party had left by that point.
thanks for coming out and playing Dark Heresy tonight, Matt. Thanks for purging heretics and keeping the Emperor's realm safe. And I'll see you next week.
Is Matt leaving?
We're trying to dash your hopes, but no.
You missed the first part of this. Like,
He's re-recording things.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That was fantastic timing, though.
Yeah, I was like just getting here.
What?
Like,
but Matt,
I literally just got in time for the speech, like just being like, "Well, thank you, Matt, for your heretic purging." Like, oh, geez.
No,
if at some time we make a blooper reel compilation, this is all going on there.
I think anything that's not in the show is the blooper reel.
So in other words, there's more blooper reel than a show.
I couldn't do that. Like I said, I am keeping all of the amusing stuff. If I kept literally everything I cut, 90% of it would just be like me clipping out chair squeaks and like stop sentences and ums and uhs and long pauses.
And sometimes like Eric like sneezing into his face off to the side. There's a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Ned saw my status. Did you guys see my status?
Yeah.
Oh, what? When you re-updated your profile picture?
No. Not just my profile picture.
Well,
my
your
status.
security at King Richard's Fair?
Yeah, I'm going to be working security at King Richard's Fair.
For what?
He's one of the noble knights.
Yeah, I'll be one of the actors who walks around with a sword and pretends to be from that time. And
But you're actually security.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you manage to get that?
So I was at the jail.
By being large and being able to use swords.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Like one of the guys who was working security was walking around the jails, encouraging people to scream specifically for Woolrich the Knight. And so me and him had a little bit of a back and forth going because he was like, go on, and I was like, ah. Of course, the first couple of times he's like, oh, you're gonna be back in the same spot, and I'm like, yeah, So we're talking a little bit. And at the end of the job, he's like, eyeing me. He's like, come over here. He's like, so, you like the place? I was like, yeah, I know, I love it. He's like, oh, yeah, would you want to work here? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you got the right colors already with the red and black, so. Yeah, I'm not starting this weekend because I'm actually working at the store still, but I told the other guy, Jay, so I'm no longer working weekend at the store. I'll be at King Richard's Fair until Columbus Day. My sister might be able to get to be like one of the extras too for like just like the acting and walking around and like the sun and sword fights that break out into the street.
Very cool.
So do you get? Do you have license to use your sword as a security? Is that what you do?
No, it's just for show. What you have to wear a weapon.
So if you were to ever get like ejected, like thrown out, you're like, turn in your sword.
Yeah.
Chief, no, don't take me off the merchant's beat.
Another cool thing is apparently there's a whole hierarchy within the security too. So there's knights and pages and all that stuff. I mean, obviously right now I'm just a squire, and I've already been dubbed Little John. I didn't get a choice in that. Well, I'm walking around with the guy, and he's talking about his persona, Sir Lucas, and I'm like, oh, so should I start thinking about my name? And he's like, no, you're Little John. You have no choice. Like, oh.
It has been decreed so.
Exactly. I was like, okay, I guess I'm Little John. But yeah, no, all the guys seem really nice and whatnot. So if you ever come to King Richard's Fair over the next couple of weeks, try to find me.
We'll just cause some ruckus.
Exactly. Yeah, then I'll have to find you.
Find a lobster and then. It's like some guys with a lobster running around, like challenging nobles and stuff.
Yeah. The actual duties I was given, the main thing is to ensure that everyone's having a good time. The next thing is to escort drunk people out if they're being too rowdy. The third thing is administer first aid if necessary, so we do first aid training. And then the next is to call the police and secure the area.
What's your policy on orcs? Like, what if an orc comes in?
Orcs are allowed in, as long as they don't cause trouble.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know orcs and beer tend to go bad, though, so.
Yeah.
So, like, the orc threshold, like, orcs, when they're normal, they seem like they're completely drunk to begin with.
Yeah, actually, orcs are in a state of perpetual drunkenness.
They are. So are they fine when they just come in normal? Or do they have to be, like, sedated before they're welcome in?
No, actually, if they drink, do they then become sober?
Oh. Is it like robots from Futurama?
maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you just have to keep them from raping and pillaging.
Yeah, keep them happy.
Exactly.
All right, I'm done talking. Let's go back to BH.
Stop taunting me, Newegg. I hate you.
Is it showing you all the wonderful things you can't afford to buy?
I can totally afford it, but I really shouldn't. It's the problem. It's good enough, Davis. It's good enough. Don't need another $300 graphics card.
No, you need 2 of them.
What do you mean eat my Oreos?
Only if you share.
No.
I'll be over in a minute.
Better hurry, I only got like 3 left.
Damn it.
There's actually 3 left.
Well, you have to make sure you chew them at least 100 times each bite.
Eat them very slowly.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I forgot my food from upstairs.
Sorry, I had to get myself something to eat.
Ooh. I'm just gonna go grab my shake from upstairs real quick. Be right back. Be right back. I'm gonna grab some water. Be right back. I'm gonna grab some water.
What you eating? Are those goldfish?
So you guys could hear me eating my chips too. God, you guys gotta be more impolite and tell me that I'm being impolite.
Jesus Christ, John! Shut up. Sounds like a chip packaging factory over there.
I'm getting the recording just to be me eating chips.
Yeah, corn chips.
I'm weird. I dip Doritos in salsa. It's delicious.
I thought those were just tortilla chips, and now we're all judging you.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I only usually put furniture in that the players could interact with if they were in combat.
Yeah.
But it only comes up if they get into combat. Like, is there a table I can flip? Yes.
I don't flip it for cover. I'm just angry. I flip the table and stand in the open, firing my pistol and screaming.
So I see you have an amazing Spider-Man edition 1 in here.
So I'm always like organizing my room, and I have a table of crap behind it. So I decided to put this in this little holder here to hide my shame. Oh, Spider-Man. Also, Spider-Man's amazing.
Also, a little note about Korn. Korn would rather you kill your friend than build a construct worshipping him, because building a construct is creative and progressive, and therefore not worthy of Korn.
Creativity is for people who are bad at punching people.
Is Korn the oldest Chaos God?
He's the oldest and the strongest.
Makes sense.
He's not necessarily the smartest or the most conniving, but he's the strongest.
That's Zinch, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The nicest out of all the gods is probably Nurgle. I would worship Nurgle.
I don't know about that. He probably would still turn you into a zombie.
He'd turn you into a zombie, but you wouldn't feel the pain of all your pestilence and death, and you'd still be semi-conscious.
That is true. I guess that's a good thought experiment. Of all of us, if we had to be enslaved by a chaos god, what would it be? So John votes for Nurgle.
I'd probably go with Zinch, personally.
I think I'm with you on that. Yeah.
You guys would both go with the Deceiver?
Yeah.
End up mindless mutations.
Look, I didn't say it was a...
There are minor side effects to everything, really.
He'd probably grant you weird, bizarre power, you know?
Power, he grants you stuff like being able to, like, have, like, a perfect, like, foresight or authority over people or that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not denying the power. So, I mean, if we're talking about just straight powers, I mean, I might go Korn, but...
I can see Nurgle as well, because Nurgle's, like, whole thing is not dying, and not dying is pretty nice.
No, my joke was that Zinch is known as the Deceiver and the Betrayer, and it's like you're going to put loyalty in a guy whose literal titles are Betrayer and Deceiver.
Loyalty? I don't know if loyalty is the right word for it, but...
Yeah, I mean, you are technically enslaved. Isn't that the original wording we used?
That's if you read the fine print of the contract.
So what about you, Ned?
John the Troublemaker is out.
You know, I really don't know. I have to read up on some more lore. I really have to.
Where you saw your soul.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be educated about these things. I do like following the Emperor, which is fun, but that's just because I'm also human, so I'm just being speciesist.
Also, I like how my phone autocorrects DJ to DH by this point.
Thank you, learning phones.
Do hoverboards exist in this? Even though they're not, I know they don't actually.
No, they still haven't come out yet.
The Dark Eldar have hoverboards.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, they do. The Dark Eldar hoverboards all have like scythes taped to the sides of them. So you can fly along and cut people's heads off as you drive high.
Can we get like the base model?
If you mean like one without scythes on it, they don't make those.
Oh, okay.
But where's the point? Where's the point? Although, like,
they're not supposed to be points; they're supposed to be blades. Yeah, blades. Yeah, sorry.
I suppose if I was riding a hoverboard, the last thing I'd want to do is like ride towards someone and have like the very end of one side of the board hit some part of the body that could have a bone that would stop the board right there.
Oh, God.
Just like fly off and paste themselves against a wall. And I mean, it's Dark Eldar City, so every building is covered in spikes and blades. Like, traffic accidents are always multiple fatalities in Komarag.
It's true.
There are no survivors. There was a 16-car pileup on I-95 today. There were no survivors. And other news.
I would be like a window washer in that town.
I've also got a fancy little button on my microphone thing so that if I push this again, you can hear me again.
Eric, it looks like when you push that button, we can't hear you, but then when you push it again, we can hear you again.
What is this black magic?
Why, you little...
That's a genius idea. Using that in D&D tonight.
I was reading up on Mars and how it's heavily implied that the Omnissiah is actually a Catan. Did anyone else know about this?
No, I don't know about this.
Oh my god, this is so depressing. Basically, if you look into it, the Omnissiah is totally a Catan. Because the Emperor banished I forget the name, but it's like the dragon on Mars because he couldn't kill it.
Oh, yeah.
Again, a dragon that specifically could mess with mechanical things, and it's on Mars. Does any of this does any of this ring a bell?
Mars. Not like the home world of all technology.
Yeah, so apparently they're still around, or at least one is. That, and also apparently the Necrons attacked Mars somehow. They didn't attack it with much. They just like came out of nowhere. No one even knows how they managed to breach our system's defenses and just pop up on the radar. But they tried to invade Mars with a tiny little fleet. They got killed pretty easily, and they're like, why did you just do this? And they're convinced that it's because they were trying to kill the dragon underneath Mars. Because that's like the only explanation. Like, why the hell else would Necrons just come out of nowhere and attack Mars?
Oh, man. Necrons. Space zombies.
They're fun to play in Dawn of War.
Oh, they're fun to play, but like in concept, it's terrifying. It's literally like they come into a planet and they just reforge the species as metal like constructs, and like the more intelligent ones stay semi-sentient, so they can't. Yeah. So like they take generals and stuff and turn them into like pariahs. So what they are is they're semi-sentient, so they still remember who they were, but they have no control over their actions. But it's because the knowledge in their head is useful to them.
Right.
I know also the Qatar did let them, or some of their leaders, they did let keep their personalities or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, not many of them. Ned, I don't know how much you know about like 40k lore or whatever, but before the Necrons were mechanical, even as biological creatures, their lives kind of sucked.
Yeah. They were enslaved. And then they killed the people who enslaved them.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of backstabbing back then. But I also didn't know that basically like the old ones pretty much created almost every race in 40k.
Yep, they did. And I told you the story is for Warhammer Old version is that the old ones came to the planet and created the elves and the dwarves.
Right.
Yeah, so it's linked to 40K in some way. So I think technically Warhammer is a feudal world within the Warhammer universe.
I know that there is severe nerd rage on this topic of whether Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K are within the same universe, and I think even Games Workshop has given conflicting answers to it.
I don't think they want to give a defined answer, but like Space Aliens created the Warhammer Fantasy world, so.
No, and the Warhammer Fantasy world is a separate world. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, they're technically like I said, they don't give ill-defined terms and contradicting statements about whether or not they are. But the point being is, in the actual lore of Warhammer Fantasy, there is a race that is called the Old Ones that the elves claim came from the sky.
Okay.
And they came down and they created the ancient lizard folk race, which they used as slave labor. And then they created two races, the elves and the dwarves, just like for shits and giggles, basically.
Right, of course.
Just like, dicking around. And then all of a sudden, as soon as they showed up, they disappeared. And soon after that, the Old Ones left two gates, one at the top of the world and one at the bottom of the world. And those started to become unstable. And when one of them became really unstable, it exploded. And all of a sudden, you had the Wharf and the North.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that explains the layout of the whole map in the Total War Warhammer.
Yep. Now, that isn't actually told to be connected, but it is basically some sort of ancient race came in and was just like, hey, what's up? I'm just going to dick. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, hey, what's up? Bye. Oh, shit, what happened? Chaos!
Did they say anything in the new fantasy stuff about that, or have they still not really addressed that question?
Are you talking about the Age of Sigmar lore, which is basically like Sigmar went on a comet and met a dragon, and the dragon taught him the ways of the universe, and then he created awesome Valhallian knights to go and destroy everything.
So totally not Space Marine.
Yeah, totally not Space Marines.
There's portraits of various leaders of House Marin adorning the walls.
Sorry, this is owned by Marin?
No, what am I talking about? This is Oberon.
Yeah, I was
no,
okay.
I'm getting them confused too. This is Oberon.
Okay.
All right, so DM slip.
I always blame ninjas.
Dude, Heresy has the best stuff.
No wonder so many people are heretics. Their art is so sweet.
I still wanted to kind of use the Dawn of War theme, but I decided, even if there's a slight chance we'll get in trouble, let's just avoid it. Because I don't want to have to re-edit every single podcast. I don't really think they'd care for some tiny little podcast, but I know that Games Workshop has kind of a notorious bank of lawyers.
Yeah, at one point they did stuff like they tried to copyright Pauldron because like Space Marines have the Pauldrons, and then they realized it was like an actual name for an armor piece, and they couldn't do that. They tried to copyright Imperial Guard. That's a little too generic, so they wouldn't let them copyright that. So that's why they changed the name to Astra Militarum, so that they could copyright it.
I didn't know that.
Yep, that's at least the speculation about it. A Games Workshop representative has never confirmed it, but Astra Militarum is now copyrighted, and they couldn't copyright Imperial Guards, so you draw the conclusions yourselves, I guess.
Davis, since you have some forbidden lore Xenos, that might be very handy depending on what exactly it is.
Yeah, I know.
Earlier in the game, hypothesized that it was watermelons. Can you identify an Eldar watermelon?
Probably.
Do the Eldar eat watermelon?
I don't think so.
It's actually, I don't know. Do Eldar grow vegetation? Can they grow fruit and vegetables, or is that not part of their diet?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I actually don't know anything about their diet.
Yeah, why? That's not something I need to know.
Let's go on the 40K wiki and find out.
So do we have a map of this whole auction area?
Yeah. I don't have it drawn on Roll20, but you can take a look.
You're going to hold a piece of paper up to the webcam?
Yeah. Well, this basically what you can see.
Mm-hmm. So the area is up to the top right. I can't read what that says. I can tell that, obviously the circular area is the actual...
The stuff in the top right you
don't worry about?
Technically haven't been to yet, but...
Okay, so I don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here.
There's no hidden rooms with thousands of demons.
No. It's the daycare center. Martin and Zarkov, both of you can make intelligence rolls.
Alright. John's excluded from this party.
Yeah, I guess.
Who else did you ask?
Zarkov.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You, yeah.
So I do get to roll one.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, no, that's why I asked. I thought I heard your name. Yeah.
Oh.
Just an intelligence roll?
Yep.
I don't know why you said Zarkov. I thought you said Tyruss.
Oh, did I say Martin? I meant Tyruss and Zarkov.
Oh my god.
No modification, just intelligence.
Wait. No, wait. No, I did mean Martin and Zarkov. Yes, Martin and Zarkov.
Okay.
All right.
Sure this time?
I am rolling a unmodded
and the Arvites. Both of you can roll.
Yeah, there's some powers that do some really wacky, crazy stuff that I'm very interested in having. Mainly Puppet Master and the Portal. I don't know I forget what that one's called. Like Gateway or whatever. Although, unfortunately, you can't abuse it. Basically, once you use it, you can't use it again until you've gotten a full night's rest. So it can't just be portal gunning between rooms or anything.
That'd be amazing. We should find a way to get you a good night's rest,
in 5 minutes.
Martin should be able to come up with something we can inject as a good night's sleep in a vial, in a syringe. One turn later, and it's an 8 hours, beautiful night's sleep. That would exist somewhere, right?
Somewhere.
Like an ultra stimulant?
Maybe like a tau drug or something.
It's probably heretical.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But...
Probably heresy.
Yeah.
We said the name of the show in the show. We win. It's over, guys. We win.
We did it.
That's the whole point of the quest. Hey, what is this box? It's probably heresy.
So do we actually own our gun cutter, or is that property of the Inquisition?
You liberated it from a heretic, and so I believe it's your property. You guys have that now. I mean, if you use it for anything other than furthering the interests of the Inquisition, then the higher-ups will be a little stern, but it is your craft.
That, and also we couldn't have it be a tax write-off either.
No, you can't have a tax write-off. Put it down as a work expense.
Exactly, yeah.
It says here you went through 6,000 heavy bolter rounds as a work expense. I mean, there were a lot of heretics there. You don't quite understand how many I mean when I say a lot.
I didn't realize how big this ship was. I thought this was like a little helicopter.
Big ship.
So who's storing it? Were we provided a garage by House Oberon? Because I'm convinced that House Oberon is in on this, and if they have our gun cutter, who knows what they're doing to it. This might be an Empire Strikes Back kind of situation, and I'd rather avoid that.
Well, we're kind of in the thick of it now. I still feel like my bolt gun is going to shoot me. That's going to be the thing that kills me.
I was so convinced your bolt gun was going to show up at the auction.
That would be funny.
I guess the problem is it's not a heretical item.
Yeah, it's just not cool enough.
They should have taken your gun and just put chaos symbol all over it and just said, this bolter was used by a Chaos Space Marine such and so.
Oh, yeah.
So I just put together a document that is all the character creation options from all the DH second edition books. I put it into one document. Anyone want it? It has. Sure. I put together all the backgrounds and homeworlds and roles from all the books, plus all the elite advances and talents, and some extra background information that is given out as a free PDF on the website. So basically, it doesn't have psychic powers in it, but besides that, it's everything you possibly could need to make a character in Dark Heresy.
Wow, That's a big undertaking there.
I had some extra time over winter break. There is one talent that I saw that I'm just preemptively banning because it seems so overpowered and broken.
Call dibs.
The talent is called One-on-One. Apparently, they at some point thought that characters with lightning attack weren't good enough, so they made this talent to help them. Basically, whenever you're in a one-on-one combat situation with somebody, you add degrees of success to every successful melee attack equal to half your weapon skill bonus rounded up.
Oh my God.
So, if, for example, say Zarkov took this talent and closed into melee with someone and did a lightning attack and hit, he would add 3 degrees of success to that attack roll and thus get 3 extra hits from his chainsword to that target. Every single time he's in melee combat with just one person.
That's fantastic.
No fate point required. There's extra degrees of success, but it's for lightning attack, it's every degree of success counts as a hit. So,
in other words, they have deadly synergy. So he's banning one-on-one.
So he would every time he successfully lightning attacked someone, he'd score an extra 3 chainsword hits.
Does each one of those hits get its own damage roll?
Oh yes.
Okay, that's stupid.
That's why I'm preemptively banning one-on-ones. At some point in design, somebody said that it was a good idea, and were not soundly shouted down by all their companions. And so that talent is in the book, but it's banned now. There's nothing really in Dark Heresy that I've had to ban preemptively just because it's so overpowered, but that seems like one of them. Like, if it gave you, 1 extra degree of success, I could see it working, but weapon skill bonus based is too much.
You would basically have to change everything so that Zarkov was never in a one-on-one situation.
Well, it would encourage me to basically just gang up on him. That is the thing with the talent, is it stops working if you're engaged by more than one enemy.
That's actually just really funny. I corner the guy. Oh no, look, someone just came out through the wall. Oh no, now your talent doesn't work. Damn it, Eric.
I don't know, that illuminated sconce on the wall is looking real intimidating. You can't quite focus properly. But,
Eric, can I ask you a question actually about bolt guns?
Yes.
The bolt guns that we're using, these are not the same issue that Space Marines have, right?
No.
Okay, just making
Space
sure.
Space Marine issue bolt gun would be difficult for a regular human to lift, let alone use.
Right.
The Space Marine bolt guns, the Black Crusade rules from, they do something like 1d10 plus 8 damage with tearing. They're horrifying. That's like the same as a human-sized heavy bolter, just about. So, yeah, these are not the same. These are scaled down so that mere humans can use them, but they're still firing 75 caliber grenades on semi-auto, so still rather good.
How am I supposed to learn anything from these paintings if I keep getting corruption from looking at them?
Well, you're gonna have to choose to be pure, or or allow corruption to seep into your mind.
Well, hopefully they'll give me something good out of it. Like if I stare at the painting, maybe something good will happen.
This is where corruption takes place. That is how it happens, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it'll help me. 10 hours later. No, it'll help me. Yeah, no, the Emperor has said it's forbidden, but what does he know? What does he know about corruption? Obviously, these paintings give me the secret to everything. And that's how you become corrupt. It seems innocent at first, but it's probably heresy.
I feel like Eric's diabolically planning something since he's so silent.
T and K.
Oh, I was muted. Okay.
Oh,
God damn it.
I'm not quite sure what happened there, but
It's probably heresy. Do you want Inquisition to nuke the planet because of your bad breath?
Guys, I think we're screwed.
It's been nice playing with all of you.
I'm sorry, guys. I think I killed him.
And Ned's making the Emperor's cornflakes.
No, heretical pancakes, thank you very much. I thought it was
start his own cooking show. Hopefully, Heresy will taste better than it looks.
All those like tentacles and stuff. That's not good.
You better be cooking me breakfast.
Yeah, right. Would you like a heretic cake?
Oh yeah.
Listen to that heresy sizzle, guys. We only want 2 parts heresy for every 1 part loyalty.
If you get too heretical, then the Ordo Heretic is going to come down your head, right, guys?
Exactly.
Would it be the Ordo Culinarius, the police, the food choices of all those in the Emperor's realm?
Have you guys ever played Stellaris?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
It's kind of funny because you can make races in that and make their government and traits and such.
So you can do like the militarist, fanatic, xenophobe, Imperium of man.
Exactly, but I did them as a divine mandate, so they're spiritualist, like xenophobic freaks because they follow a divine emperor who's actually just a dead guy on a chair. Then I could do like a Dark Eldar and Eldar, like Dark Eldar being deviants and stuff. And I can't force this to happen, but it can happen occasionally where they can be spawned as a fallen empire. So it actually works out pretty awesome because that's what the Eldar were. You can force AI to spawn if you make them, and you can limit the number of AI that spawns, so you can force like a scenario. Mm-hmm. So I've been working on making my Warhammer 40k scenario, and then I've been working on making a Star Trek scenario.
House Oberon has the best crockery.
Just a normal day in the Imperium.
I don't think I gave Tyruss his Force Staff back.
Are you giving him his Force Staff back?
I don't know. I think he has to earn it first.
Do not test me.
Or what? Will you use your staff against me?
I don't need a staff to break you.
Okay, cool. Then I can break your staff first.
Sorry to be a little off topic, but check out the shirt that I got.
I see Minas Tirith white ale.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Tree of Gondor Brewery. John.
Sorry.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Ned's learned how to speak in binary.
Yeah, that's kind of sounded it.
No, that's not what happened. I'm not that smart. That's just a feedback loop.
That can wait till later.
No, you must do it now.
Alright, I'm making a map for our little conflict area. So we'll be able to have a map.
Sounds like some sort of therapy tool. Alright, now just set up the conflict.
We're going to set up a conflict area here. Now be safe. Remember, you're safe to voice any kind of conflict you have right here. You don't know how much worse things can get with Vortex of Doom, Ned.
Yeah. Basically, I won't go into the details, but here's all you guys need to know. If it goes out of control, I will die. Guaranteed. Like, it's not even I might die. No, I will die.
We have to decide whether that's in our acceptable losses category.
Does it make any cool noises? I don't mean the flesh rending. I mean the staff.
Oh.
Pew 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 pew.
I could come charging and help you guys fight, but I'm gonna see what's in the armory.
Kitty, 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 he's a kitty, he's a fluffy, he's a kitty, he's a kitty, he's a kitty. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm on open mic.
Well, you're probably going to be dealing with other demon stuff in the future at some point anyway. So, I mean, everyone can always use more knowledge about demons.
Okay, can I ask a meta question to the team?
No.
We still have our quad bike, right?
It is a trike, yes, but you do have it. Yeah. It can be configured to have 4 seats on it. So.
Okay.
So. They have a picture of what it actually looks like, but I'm just imagining it's like a motorcycle with
a really, really, really long seat, so all of you are just like sitting back to back like this on the motorcycle as you ride along.
Is it like the death clock cycle? Where it's more of like a small car in a horizontal orientation with like multiple sidecars?
Yes. My eye shoots lasers. What a terrible waste. Your arm is lying in a bloody pool on the floor. Looks like we'll have to replace it with a superior mechanical version. You were supposed to take off a mole on my elbow. Can you become such a powerful psyker that you can make yourself appear to be an untouchable?
Is that possible?
No.
Okay, so Matt wants to mount his force staff on a last gun because he thinks he can.
No, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I think the game technically would let me, but I'm not going to do that.
Why do that when you can put your force staff in a crossbow and shoot it at someone?
As we are in a veteran squad now, it's really cool. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, we're really badass, but some guy with a bolter putting it to the back of your head is still terrifying because, unlike other RPGs, you don't have 1,000,000 health for some reason.
Hey, yeah, freaking epic level D&D gets kind of stupid.
Oh, I have a 5 trillion health, so your little bows do nothing to me.
Well, it's more like the barbarian will have 200 health, and he'll get, stepped on by a Tyruss 5 times and be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more what I mean. It's just like no one could live through that.
Well, the other funny thing, too, with those kind of systems is, like, you start out as a wizard. You have 3 health. What? Like, seriously, like, what? Like, because, like, you could have negative constitution. You have a D4 health. You know, you're a fucking wizard.
I thought it had a plus, but yeah.
Well, no. You could add your constitution modifier, but if you say roll an 8 for your constitution because you're a wizard, you could have 3 health, like in a realistic setting. And so, like, starting out like a stone or falling awkwardly could like murder your character.
Yeah, it's just you trip and hit your head on a rock.
Yeah, you're dead because you're a flimsy wizard.
So stupid. They should honestly make it so that like everyone except like the combat characters has the same starting health.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I like about Dark Heresy is that, like, you know, Matt's a little bit of a weaker character per se in toughness, and he only has 10 wounds, whereas like a more tough character, which I think you, Davis, have like 14.
13.
Yeah, but point being is it's a 3-point difference. It's not like
I just think it's stupid that underneath your shield I have like 15 armor.
That's because you're wearing fucking
Space Marine.
Yeah, you're wearing the thing just right under Space Marine armor, dude. There's nothing better besides power armor. I was just pointing out elements of systems that I do in particular like on the horror aspect. Like, I know I have luckily not been scathed so badly as my other party members, but it does create a sense of like, oh shit, like every single time something happens, like somebody came around the corner with an autocannon, oh shit, you know, someone ran up to you with a chainsword, oh shit, you know, there's a Valkyrie floating above with missile launchers, oh shit. There's no point of just like, oh, we're higher level than this, we're fine, guys.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that the Dark Heresy has such a complex like maiming system, you know. How
oh, that too, yeah.
Get maimed.
I scalp someone, then remove their leg.
Yeah, well, not only that, but you know, it's like now, freaking Tyruss has been. What was it? Were you deafened or blinded? I can't remember.
Deafened.
Yeah, and then you lost your nose, and I've lost 2 of my limbs. God damn it, John! Why do you have all your limbs?
I don't know. You can't say I haven't tried.
I know, you jumped onto a fucking gunship. It's like,
yeah. I've even tried to save party members from explosions. I haven't died. Or like gotten maimed.
You're like, what is the word for that? I mean, untouchable, I guess. But
yeah.
Like, there's like a word for someone who's like that reckless, but actually never really has any problems. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
A lucky son of a bitch. SOB.
Yeah, basically.